You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. As you can see, got my main man with me. VP Shane is in the building. What's going on, little bro?
Everything's good, man.
Everything straight. That's what's up. So we're coming off of a very weird weekend in the sport of boxing. I think it's pretty safe to say Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, that whole situation. Um, we had Jared Swift Hurd and Luis Cuba Arias on the undercard, which was the best fight on the card. Um, and then we were supposed to get a treat in Badu Jack and Jean Pascal, but Jean Pascal failed not one, not two, not three, but four VADA tests. So I can say this, and I haven't said it in a while. That means that Jean Pascal is officially on the finest juices. Finest juices.
Not just that, bro. Not just that. We have to only the original G5 Jeff TV fans will know what the real label you give to people on the juice. What's that real label that you give?
Oh my goodness! What is it? God, that was wow.
Are you sure?
Go give it to him. Give it to him.
That means he is officially the CEO of the PED boys.
Oh yeah, the PED boys. Yeah, Jean Pascal is he's the CEO and co-founder of the PED boys. We might have to put that on a shirt or something.
Literally,
we might have to put that on.
That was what Jeff used to say back in the
that was way back in the day. Yeah, he's definitely. So we got to do a new starting five of the PED boys. Matter of fact, we can do that first. Let's shout out everybody in the comment section. Jay Banks, my baby, what's going on? Said Iron Mike, called it an exhibition match. It was a very expensive exhibition match for the people that bought it. My bro, the family, DT3, the boom man, what's going on, good brother? DT3 been snapping on this channel too the past week or so.
What does NBBC stand for? You might want to let me know.
Is it non-biased boxing community? Oh my goodness. I want to say it's that, but if I'm wrong, DC3, please tell. I noticed that's I'm say what to do with the folks. Hey man, we just in here talking some boxing. We know what the thumbnail says, but we gonna be in here chopping it up with some real stuff. You already know how we do. My bro Chris G is in the building. Hurd just lost his dad and was inactive for a while, so he probably wasn't mentally right. Chris, hold on to that. We gonna get. Matter of fact, we can get to that first. Boxing learner, what's going on, bro? Chris G, 95% of them on the juice, so it actually didn't bother me that Pascal is on the juice. And yes, non-biased boxing community crew. That's what I thought it was. I guess we a part of that crew too. I mean, we definitely non-biased. So you'll say we definitely non-biased. But actually, I want to get into Chris G's comment. Hurd just lost his dad. It was inactive for a while, so he probably wasn't mentally right. Shane, you want to get in? You want to get into that, bro?
I've never been a Jerry Hurd fan. You know this. I've never rated Jerry Hurd. I thought Jerry Hurd was a weak champion, especially when he was unified champion. I thought he was a dreadful champion. You know, so yeah. I didn't rate. I never rated him. I've seen this guy fight. This guy was so easy to get hit. He was a weight bully. He was literally winning fights purely off the fact that he had size. He didn't even have that much power. He just had a lot of size, and he overwhelmed his opponents with size. He had a decent inside game for his size, but at the same time, I just thought he was open for shots, man. I didn't rate him. I've never rated Jerry Hurd. Never, ever. I've never thought he was a good fighter. Never. I thought even when he was a champion, I thought he was a C-level fighter.
For the people that don't know, for the people that's just tuning into this live or just tuning into this channel, I can vouch for that. VP Shane has never been a Jared Hurd fan. It's just that's why I threw that comment at him first because I knew he was going to say that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I do understand you losing your father and stuff. That's a whole different, like, that's a whole different thing. And that is something where I sympathize with him and all of that stuff. And when it comes down to stuff like that, I 100% agree. And I have time to entertain that argument. 100%. I have time to, if someone used that as an excuse, even though it's not an excuse, I would entertain it and I would say, you know what, that's fair. But I still
Yeah,
didn't hate you in the first place. So,
yeah. I think you'll be cruel if you didn't entertain that as a. I wouldn't even call it a valid excuse. That was just a part of his life. Did it happen over a year ago?
I don't even remember. I think it happened
Um,
less than a year ago. I think
Less than
that
a
might
year
have
ago.
happened within the last 9 months.
When the last time he fought?
Mm. Sometime at the back end of 2020.
You sure about that?
I remember him fighting, and remember he tried to change up his style a bit. He tried to
Yeah, he
box like
fought. He fought in New
tried to
York.
box mom.
He fought
Yeah,
in New York.
tried to change up his style a bit. I
Yeah,
remember
because
that
he
fight
fought.
as well.
He fought a guy that was 147 really, and they moved him up to 154. And I remember her looking like a super middleweight in there
Yeah, Jared
versus
Hurd was really trying to remodel himself in that fight. I remember that.
I don't know what happened though. Like I don't know what happened because he didn't fight that way in this fight. He
No,
went back to the.
it had to be sometime in 2020. Had to be.
I'm about to look it up now because it's bothering me.
But Chris G, that's very contradictory as well because you say he's inactive, but you use that excuse for some people, but don't use it for others. You see my point? Like you can't pick and choose when you want to use that as a excuse.
You know the last time Jared Hurd fought?
When
January 25th, 2020.
okay, so he did fight 2020.
Yeah, but on the front end.
Yeah, that was literally over a year ago, 18 months.
Yeah. So, Christian, I'm gonna put your comment back up here. Hurd just lost his dad and was inactive for a while, so he probably wasn't mentally right. Um, my response to that is yes, he can say that. You can say that. You could say that for the rest of his career, though. Like if we're gonna go with that, you can say that for the rest of his career. Any fight he fights from here on out, you can say that for the rest of his career.
That's a
Um,
good point. That's a very good.
right. So you have to, as a boxing fan, as a hardcore fan, you have to ask yourself: do you want to attach that line of reasoning to every single fight that he has, win or loss? You have to ask yourself that question because if you're going to do that, you have to be consistent with it. You can't use it when he loses, and then if he would have won, you'd have been like it's a big comeback story because his father passed. We got to be
Exactly.
consistent. We got to be consistent, and that's no disrespect to Jared Hurd or anybody that's lost a loved one. Everyone has lost a loved one at some point. You understand what I'm saying? Anthony Yard lost two family members before his fight. Nobody mentioned that when he lost.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I can really pick and choose how to use that type of logic and reasoning. But I think it goes to a bigger problem. And I know I'm gonna get some backlash for this, but Shane, you know I don't give two damns about that. The PBC fighters, a lot of them are coming off of long layoffs, and I'm talking anywhere between 12 to 18 months, and it's a lot of them. And when you make statements about the PBC, people get real defensive, real tight, real snuggy. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Exactly.
like I ain't got time for that. We don't have time for that on this channel. A lot of the guys in PBC are coming off of 12 to 18-month layoffs.
Yeah.
You can't, not everyone can perform being off that long. You got
I
Tony
mean,
Harrison. You had Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison just came off of a fight. I thought he lost. The majority of the people thought
and
he lost.
I mean, we look at it. There's a lot of dudes. You got Baddy Jack who came off a long layoff. You had Marcus Brown who came off a long layoff. He just fought the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You got Wilder coming off another long layoff.
Mm-hmm.
You got if you want to keep it all the way 100, you had AB coming off a long layoff.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Robert Easter Jr. He was like
Robert
18
Easter.
months.
He came off a long layoff. If you really think about it, other than the ones who are champions, everybody else has come off. Gary Russell, he still ain't fought yet. You see my point? Like, other than the ones who are like money bringers, like people who bring money, the rest of these dudes are coming off long layoffs. Even Pacquiao's last 3 fights been on PBC. If we keep it real, he's still a PBC fighter, and he's coming off a long layoff. All of these dudes are coming off a long layoff. The only person I can't really say is coming off a long layoff is Spence.
Yeah, Spence has been active compared to everybody else. I want to give a shout out to this good brother right here, Cameron Gillen. What's going on with you? He is fresh from the Twitter scene. He said he was going to tap in, man of his word. Cameron, what's going on? We appreciate you. He already subbed. As we get on into the live, man, if it really get to cooking, we're gonna throw the link in there. So if you want to jump in, definitely feel free to do so. We appreciate you jumping on. But going back to Chris G's comment, I would rather say that these guys aren't performing at optimum level because of the layoff. You can work as much as you want in the gym, but if you're not actually stepping into the ring live action, especially for a guy like Hurd that's trying to transform his style in a sense, you have to get in the mix and actually practice your craft. You only can practice your craft with so much in sparring. Like
exactly, because when it gets tough, naturally you just revert back to type, which
exactly.
Is what we do.
You revert back to what you know. How long has Tank been off?
Tank's last fight was Leo Santa Cruz. I think that was in October.
Okay, that's considered active.
Right, but that's my point, bro. He's a person who brings in a crowd. So does Errol. You look at the people who don't bring in a crowd, who don't have that much of a cult following, don't generate that much money. They ain't active. Because I'll be paying these dudes so much money that he can't afford to keep you active. That's just the painful truth of it. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll say it here today. I was the guy who's running boxing right now, straight up and down. He's the guy who's in charge. He's the number one in terms of he's in pole position. I'm not saying he's the best promoter, but he's the one who has the most. Exactly. He has the most control of the money division right now. The division that's generating the most money, he's the one in control of it. And absolutely. The problem with it is you can be like an Eddie Hearn, where you throw these dudes in and you have dudes fighting actively, but you're struggling to give them a profile like you got with the Andres, you got with the Tevin Farmers and all of these other guys, or you throw them in and they lose, like how you had with Josh Kelly and Josh Warrington, or you could be like ESPN, who threw a lot of money during the pandemic, but now in 2021, they running out of money. And you look at their fight cards, it's been completely trash because the promoting for these cards have been less than $500. I mean, for an undisputed fight, I think they didn't even put $100 down for that promotion. That promotion was trash. I mean, me and you could have done a better promotion than that. And I'm not even being funny. I'm being dead serious.
Absolutely. And going back to Heyman and how many of the PBC fighters are actually active. The only ones that are actually active are the money guys and the young guys that's on the come up that they're trying to build. So
I mean, when was the last time Andrew Tabiti fought? Someone like Andrew, when was the last time he fought, bro?
He hasn't fought since you've seen him.
Yeah, bro. I'm literally thinking about
what was that? 2019?
2019.
That was 2019. And the thing that's crazy is like guys like Joey Spencer, Vito Milnicki Jr., guys like that. Now they're active because you don't have to pay them that much because they still want to come up. You know what I'm saying? So you can throw them on every semi-big card or every semi-big TV card. If it's not one of them, it's Spence or Tank. That's it. Everybody else that's in between 12 to 18 months. If anybody wants to contest that, you just go look it up.
When was Sean's last fight?
Who?
Sean Porter. When was Sean Porter's last fight?
Spence. No, hold on.
Now you had a fight after that.
Formella.
When was that? That would
Formella
have to
was.
be. That's over 12 months. That's definitely over 12 months. And he still don't even have a fight announced.
I'm out of here to date right now, bro. That was August 22nd, 2020.
That's my point. And he still don't have a fight announced. So we're look.
That's
He's
10
looking at.
months.
He's
It's 10
looking at
months.
12. We're gonna. He's gonna 10 months and there's no fight announced. He's probably gonna be out of the ring for 12 months.
Yeah, for
You see
sure.
my
And
point,
he's
bro?
one of the
So
bigger names. I want to get the Cameron's comment here, and let me jump at his comment first. I'm gonna let you go, Shane. He said Hearn is failing to match Andre correctly. He needs a big name to show how good he is. Silence the doubters. Cameron, I'm glad you said that, bro, because I was just talking to my bro Boxing First Vlog about this earlier. Um, Here's the thing: when Andre had his opportunity to sign with either Eddie Hearn or PBC, as a fighter, you have to make a decision. Do you take the big money right now and take a gamble on Eddie Hearn getting you a big fight in the United States where he's not a big fish? Or do you take a chance on signing Al Heyman? And because of what happened back in 2013, 2014, did he actually sign you just to sit you on the bench?
that's
That
my.
does happen.
That's what I
That
was
does
literally about
happen.
to ask you.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I was
saying?
literally about to ask you that.
That
And
does happen.
And
So it's in a
to
tight
me,
spot.
I feel like, bro, you know what? Let's keep it real. When he signed to Eddie Hearn, he actually signed to Eddie Hearn for the right reasons. Because Eddie Hearn has Golovkin, Eddie Hearn has Canelo, Eddie Hearn has Billy Joe Saunders, Eddie Hearn has Demi Jacobs. All of these fighters are with Eddie Hearn. Now, Chris Eubank Jr. is also with The Zone and Sky, who's also with Eddie Hearn. So you look at all of this and you think, well, there is fights for me. The truth is, none of these dudes want to fight. So is it really him signing with the wrong promoter? Because if he signed with Al Heyman, the only fight that he could actually have made was Charlo. That's the only fight he could have made at 160. Let's keep it real. What other meaningful fight could he have made at 160? Only Charlo. Whereas signing with Eddie Hearn, he could have fought all of these other dudes. It's just these other. You could never anticipate that all of those dudes would have just refused to fight. You would have
Yeah.
never anticipated that.
And I'm gonna touch on that a little bit more in a second. But Cameron said Tabiti hasn't fought since the Dorticos, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Shane was at that fight, Cameron. He was right there live at ringside for that fight.
Seeing this dude get iced.
It's got ice crazy. And he said Porter hasn't fought since Formella. Absolutely. So he's going on 10 months plus. Boxing Learner, I heard they had Charlo on the contract leverage. Let me get back into the Andre thing real quick. So he signs with Al Heyman. Al Heyman could literally sit him on the bench for 12 to 18 months, 24 months, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He signs with Eddie Hearn. He's taking a chance on whether Eddie Hearn can get him a big fight. I want people to remember, Cameron, I want you to remember Eddie Hearn. I told Boxing First Vlog this off camera. Eddie Hearn did give Demetrius Andre the big fight. He had Billy Joe Saunders in his back pocket. What happened? He got caught on the juices. They never re-signed the fight, never rescheduled it. And Billy Joe ended up getting a Canelo fight. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it's been going for him. Even you take a Tevin Farmer, for example. He signed with Eddie Hearn. He had the Tank fight in his back pocket. He didn't get the fight because he requested too much money. But Eddie Hearn had it set up to where he was going to send him over to Showtime pay-per-view, and he had the money he had that fight in his back pocket. So I think Eddie Hearn, he catches a lot of smoke, but I think he's done a lot in the States, more than what the average person would do. He's still a small fish in a big pond as far as the United States is concerned. There's just too much politics for him to
I
actually
mean, I
get
feel
involved.
like it's
You know what
hard
I'm
to
saying?
say that he's a small fish now. The fact that he's got Canelo, but I don't know how
He
much
don't have him right now.
Exactly. I
Canelo
just
a free
about to say
agent.
that.
He
I
a
don't
free
know
agent.
how much he has Canelo now, but if you think about it, the biggest fights in the States this year have been promoted by Eddie Hearn. Let's just keep
That's
it real.
that's the only way he'll be able to make his mark in the States is unless he gets Canelo on a multi-fight deal. It's the only way he'll be able to do it. But Cameron, going back to what you were saying and what Shane said, a lot of these guys just don't want to fight him. Triple G don't want to fight him. I don't think Jamal wants to fight him. I don't think Tramel was.
Personally, I do feel like, and I heard this. I told you about this as well. I heard that Sauerland wants to make Andrade versus Eubank in England. I think that's a good fight, and if I was Andrade, I would take it.
Yeah, if I was Andrade, I would take that fight too because it's like, what else are you doing? Now, don't get me wrong. The Liam Williams fight, I've been said it. He deserves full credit for that. Full credit. Liam Williams is a dog. He is a dog.
Fact.
Like his gas tank is so crazy. I'm like, man, I wanted to see what his drug test was after the fight. Man, he just did not stop.
I was
Like,
talking to someone about this the other day, and they were like, "Oh, if Liam Williams can do that to Andrade, that means Canelo can do that to Andrade." I was like, "Bro, there's just because Canelo's a different level of fighter doesn't mean there's things that Liam Williams does better than Canelo. For example, Liam Williams is a fighter where if you throw a punch at me, I'm going to walk forward. Canelo is a person that don't like to get hit. As much as he's got a good chin, probably the best chin in the sport, he still doesn't like to get hit. So he's not going to walk through punches to get in the inside. So
absolutely.
how easy it was for Williams to get on the inside, that ain't going to be Canelo. Because Canelo's not walking through punches to get his shots off. That's just a fact.
Cameron said Golovkin and Andre both fighting poor opposition. Why not fight each other? I agree, man. I agree 100%.
I've been
man.
saying that.
We've been saying that for a long time. We agree with you 100%. Said good points there. Completely forgot about the Farmer Tank situation. Yeah, I think Eddie has done as much as he could with having no leverage in the United States. Like think about it. He's had no. I can imagine if he had like Wilder or something like that in his back pocket, and then he comes to the States and he's trying to make a mark. He came to the States with no U.S. fighter with any major appeal. Also with Eddie Hearn working directly with DAZN. For the people that don't know, DAZN, for every fighter that's signed to Eddie Hearn or basically DAZN has a list of fighters that they would approve for those guys to fight. So Triple G, the list they have for Triple G, Andre's not on that list. When Canelo was signed to DAZN exclusively, Andre was not on that list. So it's bigger than it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying?
It's way bigger than that. I'll give you an example because we heard, and Oscar De La Hoya confirmed it. The Zone wanted to make Golovkin versus Canelo 3. They wanted to make that. The Zone wanted to make that fight.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way they were going to put neither of those fighters with any risky fighters. So the first fight Canelo had was Rocky Fielding. The first fight Golovkin had was Rose or whatever. I don't remember that dude's name. The only reason why that fight didn't take place was purely and simply because Golovkin didn't have a belt anymore. And Danny Jacobs had the belt instead. And Canelo beat Danny Jacobs, and instead of him going undisputed, they rather chase money, and they made him fight somebody else instead of fighting Andrade. Because, again, at that time, Andrade wasn't bringing in numbers like that. The numbers wasn't there. So if let's say Canelo lost to Andrade, you've now lost your biggest seller for subscribers. How do you expect? That's not good for business.
It's not good for business, and that's just Andre's caught up in a mix right now. You know, it's a battle between what is supposed to be the best fight and the best versus the best business. You know what I'm saying? And that's
I was going to ask you a question, Jeff. Can you go up and scroll to Chris G's comment? He said 95% of boxers are on the drug. I want to know where he's getting that number from, because for you to say it doesn't bother you that Jean Pascal's on the juice, that's the part I find so crazy. How can that not bother you? How can it not bother you that he's on the juice? He's about to fight someone with so much enhancements to his body, and the other person has not failed a drug test. So according to what we know, fact, not our belief, what we know as a fact, he's going to have a massive unfair advantage against somebody else, and you're okay with that. And the only premise to your argument is that you think 95% of boxers are on drugs with no concrete evidence, even though they all failed. He didn't fail a drug test.
I would add on to that. when it comes down to it, even if it's 95, let's take your percentage. If it's 95% of the people that's cheating, that still don't mean you shouldn't have a problem with it. At the end of the day, Pascal, if you remember, just and Chris G, that's my boxing son right there. I didn't schooled him very well, so he's come a long way. But let me give you a little bit of facts on this one, little bro. When it comes down to it, this is the same person that yelled and screamed at a press conference and told Bernard Hopkins to take a drug test. Okay. This is the same person that was knocking down Marcus Brown left and right, and I didn't hear one word about VADA testing in that fight. When this happens, and not one, not two, not three, but four different tests, we as boxing fans, we as boxing media, we as being investors in the sport, we can honestly question every single fight and every single victory you ever have in your career. We can automatically assume that you was on the juices for every single fight of your
Every
career.
single fight.
Every single fight. So that's why I have the problem with it. And this is why drug testing needs to be more stringent, period. And people focus on VADA. No, whatever drug company is out there needs to have the same standards in terms of drug testing. There needs to be a universal law as far as the drug testing standards. How stringent do you go with the testing standards? So it doesn't have to be VADA. It can be multiple companies, and it's not a big problem as far as
But
price paying for it.
the biggest problem. VADA is an independent drug agency. You have different commissions, and VADA isn't employed by the commission. VADA is employed by independent people, so either a promoter or governing body. So, 1 second. Can I show something? 1 second.
Go ahead.
I encourage everybody to read this book here, The Regulation of Boxing. This is about the different commissions in the states and how the different commissions are run. And in this book, it will tell you that not one state in America is forced to have drug testing as a regulation. Not one.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let's get in these comments real quick because they pouring in. Will Stokes, big shout out to my bro Will Stokes. Said, big up, fellas. How you guys scored May and Paul? That's funny. I had it 4-4 on initial viewing, no cap. Feel kind of trippy though, because I'm seeing so many others say it was an 8-0 or something. Will Stokes, you've been on this channel for a very long time. You know damn well I didn't score it, and you know damn well Shane ain't scored.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't even watch it. I watched clips. But I didn't watch it, bro.
The only clip that I watched was I think it was the first round, and I saw it on Lowdown's channel, on Lowdown's Instagram, where Floyd's got the high guard up, and this guy's just teeing off with these wide slapping hooks.
I was cracking up laughing. I said, if this ain't somebody drunk uncle inside the ring throwing these little slapping shots, that was hilarious. Have me thinking I'm stupid or something. Will Stokes, you have lowered your own standards actually scoring Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna actually talk to you about that off camera. But back to Cameron. He said Pascal tested for EPO that can only be injected. Guy's crazy. Yeah, he was taking shots to the cheeks because that's usually where they put the shots. Conrad Boxing be all over the place, man. Big shout out to Conrad Boxing. He's everywhere. There are different levels of juicing. There's some juices that's more potent than others, and there's some juices that have specific purposes. The
truth is, in my opinion, from a mental perspective, all juicing is the same because the intent is the same. You're trying to get an unfair advantage. Whether you want to say
get it that way, yes. If you look at
I'm looking at it from a mental perspective.
Okay, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. Jay Banks, what's going on? Jay Banks, I'm gonna hit you up. It's probably gonna be via text, but I will be in Vegas July and August, so we're gonna need to talk. Mr. Truth Speaker, what's going on? Said Cam Gillen is a boxing writer. Fam. I think Cam Gillen is a boxing writer. If I read his
Who
profile
do you
correct,
write for, Cam? Who do you write for? That would be good to
I'm about
understand
to
because
go. I'm
both
about to go down. Hold on, because I think
me
he's from the
and Jeff
UK.
both.
We both
Oh
write as well.
shit, we both be deep in the boxing journalism stuff.
Yeah.
Like we both.
Mr. Truth, good scoop, getting the Rigondeaux interview, bro.
That's dope.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Big shout out to Mr. Truth speaker.
Yeah.
Is he new?
No, no,
Truth speaker been on here, right?
I've
He was on
definitely
the.
seen Mr. Chief Speaker before.
Was he on the last live or the live before that?
He wasn't
Mr.
on the
Truth.
live with me by myself,
No,
but
the one
he
before
might be.
that. Mr. Truth, was you on
Maybe.
the was you on the live like maybe a week or two ago? I thought it looked familiar. Will Stokes, he said LOL, but on the real though, me and Chris have argued about this multiple times. He says everyone's on it, and I believe a lot of them are probably clean, but who knows? Let me get into that for a quick second. Hold on. Cameron said Will coming in with the exhibition talk. Hey, Cameron, I listen, and Will is another one of my boxing sons, man. I'm very disappointed in him right now. He says, as a young guy who's only been in boxing for a little, had to watch it to get to watch Mayweather live for the first time. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Honestly, no, I can't understand that.
Hey, listen,
I can't
but
understand that.
listen, I can understand it from if he says he's a young guy and he was on a casual level. I can't buy that because Will Stokes ain't a casual. Will
The
Stokes, I
reason why
can't
I can't
buy that. I
understand
can't
it, the
buy
reason
that.
why I can't understand it is because, bro, you talk to me about so much other stuff, and you always challenge me on certain stuff that I say.
Oh
If
yeah,
you're
I
at the
forgot that.
level where you're challenging me,
Yeah,
you
you
can't
can't.
watch
Yeah,
a
you can't get away with that.
Mayweather
Yeah,
fight.
I
That
take
is a
my.
pantomime, bro.
Yeah,
That is
I
a
take my.
pantomime. You
Listen,
got
I take
Floyd
that
with
back.
his Brillo pad hair transplant and Logan Paul looking so trash, bro. Those guys
I
are
take that
fraud.
back. Mr. True
That is a
Speaker,
fraud fight.
yes. He said I was on last week. Yes, he was on last week. I knew I seen his name somewhere. Like at first, like when I said, like, I'm like, yo, is he new? And then I looked at it again and I was just like, nah, he been on here. Hold on. Cameron said I did.
Whoa, that's
Hold on.
dope. Still,
Hold on. I
that's
did
dope.
stories for Boxing Monthly, but now I do it for papers like Daily Mail, Manchester News, etc. Cameron,
Daily Mail is massive. Like, it's one of the biggest. Not what it's probably maybe top 7 newspapers in in England. It's a
um,
big. It's a big
Cameron,
newspaper.
we gonna need to talk. Like
Yeah,
the
we
three
need
of
to
us.
talk. By the way,
We
oh, yeah,
need
we
we need to
definitely need
like
to
we
talk.
need to like talk like for sure. Like
You
he
follow? Do
need
you have Instagram? Because it's Twitter.
I
Twitter.
yeah, he has Twitter. If
The
Cameron, if you
truth
have an
is, bro,
Instagram,
I can't
bro,
go on Twitter
Shane,
because I can't go on Twitter at all. At
why?
all.
Is
I
that
told
something
you
we gotta
about
talk about on we
the
gotta
Errol
talk about this
Spence
off camera?
situation. No, the Errol Spence situation. Remember when I dropped the Errol Spence? This is for everybody as well. I dropped a story on Errol Spence and the whole WBC clean boxing program. And I remember I told you when you asked the WBC about why he's not on the WBC clean boxing program, and he responded to you in Spanish. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, basically, me and Jeff were going back and forth. This was about a year ago about why over a year ago, why Errol Spence wasn't on the WBC clean boxing program, and he was about to fight for the WBC championship against Sean Porter, and Jeff, being the journalist that he is, he asked the WBC in English, why is Errol Spence not as a on the clean boxing program? They responded to Jeff in Spanish. For some reason, I don't know. I think you still got the email on your Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
And me being linked to Jeff, I just reported. I was working for another publication at the time. I reported on our findings. Instantaneously, as soon as I put it up on Twitter, it got removed from Twitter because whoever, like, if you're at a certain platform and your platform is big enough, they can put us like report your stuff. You can
It's like
report someone's
spam
stuff.
almost.
You can spam someone's stuff, and without even them reviewing it, they could just take it down. And that's what they done. And since then, I just never liked Twitter because they could just take what I've done down without no valid explanation.
Cameron, Cameron, I'm gonna talk to. I talk to Shane every day. All right, I talk to Shane every day. I'm gonna try to talk him into getting on the Twitter. But if you have Instagram, that'll save me the conversation of trying to talk him into going back to Twitter. So I hope that you have an Instagram, you be able to pitch it off to us, good brother. Let me keep the comments rolling. Conrad Boxing, seeing Floyd like that made me honestly sad. I listen, all I seen was him with a big bag of money in his trunks when he was fighting. That's it. Cameron says Shane will know them if he's UK. He definitely knows all those publications. Floyd got a beard transplant. Yo, he got a beard transplant, a hair transplant. Like I don't know what brand of hair they was using, but they used like the shag carpet hair that they had. You know how your grandmom had that shag carpet on the floor? Like that's what his hair looked like
they
in the
didn't even
first.
give him waves or nothing.
They ain't giving no waves, no crispy waves or nothing. But just Cameron, just to let you know, I do not have a hair transplant. Not here. This is all natural. Just want to let you know that, brother. We will keep it moving. Will Stokes. I only started watching boxing in late 2018. First show I watched was Usyk Bellew. But the thing is that I went from knowing nothing to basically being a hardcore straight away. Exactly, and that's why you can't get away with that bullshit that you tried earlier. And I'm happy Shane reeled me back in because I was about to let you get away with that. But Cameron said, yeah, bro, I got an Insta and Twitter. Hit me up. Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. We need to rap. We need to talk, like for sure. Will Stokes, that's wicked. Cameron, yeah, for sure. He got like a couple thousand followers on Twitter too. Yeah, he's pretty big. I don't support.
He works for a big company. Like they're a big company, no boss, big company.
Yeah. Boxing learner, I don't support Floyd, period. Can you elaborate on why boxing learner? A lot of people have different reasons why. I'm kind of curious to hear your reason
Laurie
why.
hates Floyd, by the way. Laurie hates Floyd.
Really? Wow.
Because
Cameron,
he calls him a coon, innit? Like some of the comments, like Laurie's real conscious.
Laurie's one of my favorite. Laurie, and we talking about boxing lowdown and Laurie. Big shout out to both of those guys, man. Like Laurie is one of my favorite people to listen to. Like I actually think like Laurie should be like mainstream in some way, shape, or form. Like that's how much I like Laurie. Cameron said I appreciate it. Said I don't really follow YouTube channels anymore as they're all agenda driven, but you guys are straight shooters, serious hardcore fans. Cameron, go ahead, bro.
The truth is, Cameron, no fighter pays us. So that's why we don't have an agenda, bro. Until we don't get paid by any fighter, so we're just gonna call it as we see. There's many people who we know personally who just be on either side of the fence. Bro, one day I'll be praising you, the next day I'll be slating you. That's how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. We got my bro Boxing First Vlog in the building. We gotta do a sound check with him as usual. What's up, bro?
What's good? What's good? What's happening with you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You sound clean. You sound clean.
For what?
Okay, that's what's up.
I had you ripping and running these Arizona streets. He ain't gonna be able to park that shit. He making money out there. He making bread out there. Hold on. Shane best friend is in the building. Baby. Hold on. You know it's real when you got trollers. Shane best friend is in the building.
Bro, this is a YSM dummy account. This is a YSM
dummy account for sure.
Because every time, ever since YSM has started to call me out, this is giving Pat confidence to call me out as well. The YSM dummy account.
Pac said he got some of his hair knocked out from that fight. That's funny. That is funny. Cameron said, do you remember when Beterbiev was in a legal issue with his promoter? His manager wanted me to publicly post the court paperwork because GYM were lying about it. I got warned not to post it. Hey, Cameron, let me speak on that real quick. Shane can speak on this. Hold on, Boxing First Vlog. I know you just jumped on, but Cameron Gillen is a writer for several publications in the UK, so that's what we talking to right now, vlog. Cameron, when I say Shane and I have been privy to a lot of information, when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So because we're an independent platform and nobody pays us, we're not under no umbrellas or anything like that. We have decided not to drop a lot of those things simply because we're looking at the future of the channel from an independent perspective. So we chose not to do it. So
I'll just give you a slight example, yeah? You know the whole Daniel Kinahan thing that was going on with MTK Global? Me and Jeff were talking about like 6 months before it happened.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I swear on my life, we were talking about like 6 months before it happened. All of a sudden, it became the biggest news in the world.
And Cameron, we'll give you one more before we move on. The thing that's funny is even when the whole situation came out with a lot of people was debating whether Eddie Hearn and Matchroom really had that bread. Let's just say we seen some things to confirm that they definitely got it. You know what I'm saying? So then we've ran across plenty of stuff as well.
Also, I give Jeff a plug for this one. Everybody, like the whole PBC contract stuff that's going on and how PBC's contract stuff's going on, Jeff was the first person to find out and be like, this is what Al Heyman be doing with his contract. But this ain't like favoritism to anyone. This is just we find something we report it. But the reason why we stopped is because we both work for people where they be putting like a muzzle on you. Like you can't really say certain stuff because
I could have, Cameron, we could have went truly hardcore and we probably could have went viral a couple times. But just the fact that we love the sport so much and we actually want to get on the inside, you know, in terms of arenas and things like that, sometimes you can get a little too hardcore. So we kind of find that, you know, that fine line. But if you follow us, you'll know what we know. And you know what I'm saying? It's just be off camera. I think we need like a G5 Jeff TV, like uncensored or something.
Yeah.
That might jump up.
Like, we need to just explain the media chronicles, like a media chronicle.
Yeah, we might have to look into that. We're gonna have vlog out there in Arizona, ripping and running the streets on camera and shit. You know what I'm saying? Running down on fighters and all that. You know, that'll be a part of the action. You know what I'm saying? Cameron said by someone very high up, ha. So I get you, Shane. Absolutely. You see where we going. Will Stokes said, hold up. You want to say something, Lo?
Nah, man, y'all do y'all thing. I'm just in here ear hustling.
Okay. Give us a second, bro. He said, hold up. What you mean, no LOL? I never watched May live before. You expect me to pass that up? Bro, I would have rather watched Floyd old highlights. And I'm just being dead honest, yo. YSM Sports Media is in the building. That is my bro, like for real. Big shout out to him. I don't know what's going on with him because he's not starting off the conversations the way as tradition goes, but that's neither here nor there. But he said mainstream media is agenda driven. Yes, it is. YSM, if you just jumped on, the guy Cameron Gillen is a writer, is a UK writer for several publications. So I think that'd be pretty good for you to link up, rap with him for a little bit. Conrad Boxing, Lori is always real talk. Lori's one of my favorite people to listen to, man.
Could you imagine Lori and Blunt on the same live?
Yo, Lori and Blunt, yo, hold on. Hey, Blunt.
What's up?
Yo, the guy Lori from out the UK that's on Boxing Lowdown's channel, like, yo, he's the UK version of you. Like, we got to get y'all two on a live. Like, that shit would be epic, bro. That thing would be epic. You know what I'm saying?
And he's old school like you.
And he old school too. Like you would love him. You would love him for sure. Cameron Gillen said he looking clean. How often are you guys live? We try to jump on a couple times a week, bro.
Maybe like 4 times a week.
Like 4 times a week, man. But since I got your information, I'm sending you a link every single time, so you ain't got to worry about that. Nelson, what's going on? Watching Floyd training for Pacquiao.
He was from the live that I was by myself.
Okay, big shout out to you, Nelson. Watching Floyd training for Pacquiao inspired me to get in shape. I wanted to be a machine like Floyd. Been training twice a day ever since. Wow. Hey man, that's dope. If for no other reason, you may not be able to have, you may not have no hands at all, but the fact that you getting in shape, that's a great thing, man. I need to get in shape too, bro. Conrad Boxing, did you see the Pac-Man workout clips? Pac-Man
No.
is one of the best of all time in terms of workout clips. He's always gonna look impressive. Uh Cameron said, I get you, brother. I respect that. Mr. 100 Rounds, what's going on? Respect to all, one love. Big shout out to you, Mr. 100 Rounds. My bro, L Dub is
Yo,
in
yo,
the
this is the
building.
truth. I'm gonna
Hey,
say this to everybody, yeah.
That's
remember we was
my
talking yesterday,
guy.
Jeff? He went
Yeah,
in.
This is
that's my guy. Hey, L Dub, I heard you was snapping on the boxing slash MMA guys. I heard you was snapping a little bit, but
if you
we'll
ain't
talk about
subscribed to L Dub, you need to go.
please
If you ain't
subscribe.
subscribed to Blunt, you need to go
Yeah,
subscribe to Blunt.
go
If you ain't subscribed,
yeah,
go on, Jeff.
go subscribe to L Dub Boxing. Go subscribe to Boxing First Vlog, man. Boxing First Vlog, the family, so you're gonna see him all the time anyway. But L Dub is one of the best doing it, like point blank, period. Like, if you need to know something in terms of boxing, just kind of just how it operates and things like that, names, just how the divisions are flowing and things like that. That's the guy to talk to.
When
That's the
I
guy.
want to know something, I go to L Dub.
We go
That's
to
just
L
the fact.
Dub. Like we go to L Dub, and that ain't no capping, no nothing. Like he's one of the best doing it. Big shout out to L Dub boxing. We said like L Dub need like a real boxing job, like for real, for real. Like L Dub could be like on TV, like real cat, like real talk. You know what I'm saying? Boxing Learner said I really like Floyd as a fighter, but if he wants to fight kickboxers and YouTubers, I just not interested in legalized bank robbing. Learn, I'm glad you said that. Oh, you know what? L Dub said tell Vlog that wasn't for him yesterday. Vlog, you got the answer to your question, bro.
Hey, it's all up, baby. I thought I started something. I wasn't trying to start nothing with you, baby.
He said
I'm nervous, baby. You had me nervous.
yeah, he said, no, you know this funny. You know what's funny, L Dub? Because I missed the live and Vlog was like, yo, I was on the live. I mentioned something about UFC and L Dub just went to snapping. I said, don't get it twisted. I said, Vlog can vouch for this. I told Vlog, I said, all right, I said in the L Dub family. I said, but Boxing First Vlog, like family. I was just like, I gotta ask him, did he mean you? And we was like, nah. We was like, we never heard L Dub snap anyway. We was like, he probably was just going in. That's exactly what we thought too. But yeah, L Dub, one of our favorites, man. That's definitely family for sure. Hey, L Dub, I will be in Vegas. So we gonna have to link up. That's a fact. I'm gonna go to Boxing Learner's comment though. Just the legalized bank robbing part. In one sense, you can't knock the hustle because boxing as a business and boxing as politics has destroyed many fighters. So to see somebody actually take advantage of the sport and not, get all of the fruits from the labor, you can't really hate that. But the fact that he's so blatant about the legalized bank robbery, it gets kind of annoying hearing it.
You know what? I don't even disagree with making money. I don't
I
disagree.
don't, I don't disagree with that either.
You know what I disagree with the most? And partially Will Stokes is part of the problem. People like Will Stokes, people like Eddie Hearn, people like these. The truth is, this is made for a certain type of people. So it's like heavy metal. Jeff, you don't listen to heavy metal music, but you're not gonna slag it off and say, "Oh, that's not real music," because you don't listen to it. I know these fights aren't made for people like me and the rest of the guys in the comment section. Where I draw the line is where promoters or broadcasters who put the sport on a platform are giving it like this is a sport, or this is good for the sport, or it's like a direct correlation between watching this and watching being a hardcore fan. That's not the same. Like I hear people say, "Oh, this is going to be great for British or American boxing because it's going to put more eyes on boxing." That's a lie. That is a straight lie, and that's just an excuse to make money because it's the people who's watching.
Hey, can I combat that? Stop, Shane. Stop right there. Stop right there. All right, answer me a question. You younger than us, but we had a dude named Butterbean. He was in a similar realm back in the day, some years back, 20 plus years back. But at the time, I think that should help boxing. So
Can I
I
ask you a
don't know
question?
if what
Can I ask
Floyd
you a
is
question?
doing. Hold on, bro. Let me get this in real quick. I don't know if what Floyd is doing is on what he was doing, because we know he was an amateur. We know he was built for what he was doing. But Floyd is in that same category right now with this fight with the Japanese cat, now with this YouTuber cat. So I don't know. We'll find out if it's helping boxing. But I think back in the day, what Butterbean did brought more casual eyes to boxing. So we can't answer that question just yet. That's my estimation. Finish your thought, young buck.
This is where I would say there is a direct way to analyze the eyes on boxing. So the aim was put real fighters on the undercard of these high-profile fights, and the profile of the guys on the undercard will increase. Well, let's look at the last time they done it. They done Logan Paul. No, they done Jake Paul versus whoever that dude's name was, that black dude that got knocked iced out.
Nate
and
Robinson.
they had Regis Prograis on the undercard. Has Regis Prograis' profile increased?
His pocketbooks did. His pocketbook, he got paid way more for that.
That's not the issue, though.
That wasn't my question.
I'm just saying, it was something positive about him.
I said I don't mind people getting paid. My problem is when people who are promoting the fight, who are supposed to be legitimate promoters, are using it as an argument to say, well, the only reason I'm doing it is because I want to bring more eyes to the sport. Just say you want to get paid. Don't say you're trying to bring more eyes to the sport. Just say you want to get paid. Yeah. It's a lie if you're saying you want to bring more eyes to the sport, because the truth is that's not the case, bro. The truth is you just want to get paid.
Can I add on to that? Let me add on to that real quick, Shane. A boxing first vlog, I'm gonna give you a name that you're familiar with. Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley literally said Jake Paul is going to be his biggest payday of his career. Ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Ain't got nothing to do with YouTube. None of that. It's the biggest payday of his career, and that's why he signed.
All right. So answer me a question. I get Shane's point. I get the technicalness of it, but ain't that productive? Doesn't that show the power of boxing when dudes that have never boxed a day in their life can jump in the ring and get a bag because of the sport that we love? So I think we discredited what these dudes is doing without really looking at the positive from what they doing too. I get Shane's point.
What positives is it?
The bag, bro. The bag.
But you said, because I just want to make sure we on the same page. You said the bag in one sense, but then you said eyeballs on the sport. Which one is more important?
Hold up, bro. To get the eyeballs on the sport, they got to pay for it, right? They're paying to see these events, so that's getting the casuals. Like, let's just say my girl and her partner watched the fight with me. They never would have watched that fight had it been not Floyd on there to see. You know what I mean? To fight.
So, okay, let me ask you a question.
Let him go, Shane. Let him go, Shane. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that there was two new eyes. Somebody, and my girl bought the shit. I wasn't gonna buy it personally myself, but I watched it because she bought it. So Shane, I'm like, well, fuck, that was cool.
Shane, hold on. Okay.
So in my estimation, I think there's some positive to these sort of events. Now, I personally disagree with crossing them over and having the Prograis and the Jared Hurds on these cards. That's something I don't support. Because I don't think it really helps the boxer long run, because they're still B-liners. These is dudes like Jared Swift Hurd is a main event fighter. You got this dude on the undercard damn near. You know what I'm saying? As far as the way they had it laid out.
You know what? Let me address that real quick, bro. And then Shane, I'm gonna let you go. And then I gotta get in these comments real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get in these comments, and then Shane, you go. I don't agree with some of these bigger fights being on these cards, because a lot of the hardcores are not gonna buy the card because the main event is trash. So a lot of the undercard fights will go not being seen, or we're seeing it for free, or streaming or whatever. So the guys that really deserve the support from a financial standpoint, we're not going to support it because you got two YouTubers or whatever, headlining. So in a sense, I don't agree with bigger fights being put on those platforms either, because I'm like, I should have been able to watch Jerry Swift Hurd and Luis Arias without being a price tag on it. Like we should have been able to watch that without having to go through that trouble of trying to find a stream or something like that. So vlog, I agree with you in a sense. It really just depends on like where you aiming at. So take one more before I get into the comments. Like take your girl, for instance, like she bought it, but going forward, unless there's a fight card like that, she's probably not going to watch another fight with you. Like it has to be a progression. It has to be a progression on top of that. You got the eyeballs in. So what are you going to do after that? Say it again.
Now, per se, it's going to be picking.
You freezing, bro.
First look.
That's why I always got to do a sound check with this dude.
You might need to put him on mute. I'm waiting for him to jump
I'm
back.
trying to put him on mute. I done pressed the button twice. Hold on a second, y'all.
Go on. I just put him on mute.
You put him on mute.
Yeah.
Type in the comment section that his signal was out. Can you type that?
Yeah. That means be blunt. You're on mute because your signal went. He can hear us, but he just can't.
Yeah, I know. So I can hear you.
Nah, he just went off. Let me get back to this. Hold on. Hold on. He back in.
He's back out.
Pac said about Floyd hair, they got it from his hair legs. That's funny. I like that. Hold on. Looking forward to the Ritson card this weekend. Liking the names on there, which Shane, we ain't fans of that card. Blaze Philly 215, what's good, my guys? Blaze Philly 215, what's good with you, family? Will Stokes, I thought Floyd's hair looked clean at the fight. It looked dodgy before he cut it, but at the actual fight, he had it short and it looked real clean. It compared to how nappy it looked before, it had no choice but to look clean. That joint was super clean. L Dub shouting out. Big shout out to you. Black Star Sports TV. Sure. Black Star Sports TV, good brother. We got to get you on, man. We got to get you on, man. That's family right there. We got to get him on. Cameron Gillen, Floyd already gave us 20 years of fighting. The names we wanted to see. If he wants to make 30 million fighting a YouTuber now, let him. I don't have a problem. I don't knock the hustle. I don't knock the hustle at all. It's just people got a choice. They either gonna buy it or they not gonna buy it. Me personally, we just too much of hardcores for that. But I hear you though. He's earned the right to do a bank robbery. He earned the right to do a bank robbery. Just not on my dime. Not on my dime though. Conrad Boxing, Jake Paul was all over Boxing Social. I like their channel, but that was really annoying. I'm really not familiar with Boxing Social. Yo, my bro Tree James is in the building. My bro Tree James, big shout out to him. He got a big victory May 22nd in South Carolina. Big shout out to the homie. Take him off mute. Oh, go ahead, Blunt.
Hey, turn your volume up, bro. I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Shane, can you hear me?
Or something you controlling something. I can't hear nothing.
I can hear you. You sound loud as shit right now.
I can hear both of you.
Hey, Vlog. Can you hear me?
Barely. It's like you whispering, like you ratting on somebody.
Bro, get that hearing aid together, brother.
Man,
he heard that.
Barely.
Tree James said trash. Yeah, that Floyd joint was definitely trash, bro. Will Stokes. Oh, for the people that don't know, man, I interviewed Tree James, man. It's on the channel, man. Definitely go check that out. Tree James and Coach Pepe Pena, fire interview. Will Stokes, hold up. I'm being put in the same bag as Eddie Hearn. I'll take it, but I'm confused what your
Can I
point is,
explain?
Shane. Go ahead and explain that, Shane. Go ahead.
My grievance isn't with Floyd making money. It ain't with anyone making money. It's when hardcore fans or hardcore promoters. So this is where Eddie Hearn and Will are both part of a hardcore community who invest in boxing. That wasn't boxing. That was a pantomime. That was like a show. So I don't understand why someone like Will Stokes will invest in something like that. That's my I don't understand. Like that doesn't make sense to me. I don't see where I don't see how you find that entertaining. I don't see how you find someone. It's like, bro, imagine Michael Jordan singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. It's like, just because this guy's got a good profile, don't mean this guy can do everything. This guy's a YouTuber. He's not a boxer. So it's not made for me to want to watch. It's made for people who are fans of him to watch him do something different. It's like if this guy was doing anything, they would watch it. But it's not about the sport. The sport is literally irrelevant. If this guy was playing basketball, they would watch it. If he was playing NFL, he would watch it. If he was playing hockey, they would watch it. So it's not about the sport. It's just about his profile and his fans coming over to boxing for other people to make money. It's not about the sport whatsoever. So I don't know why someone who's a fan of the sport will invest into something and use it as an excuse by, oh, it's because I want to watch Floyd. That's a very bad excuse to me.
You kind of shocked me with that one, Will Stokes. You kind of shocked me with that one. Hold on a second. Let me get vlog back in here. Conrad Boxing, Butterbean never represented boxing like Floyd did, though. He was always a gimmick. I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Man, take Conrad. Let me talk, bro. Let me take it.
You know what I mean?
Bro, talk.
Oh, you taking my statement out of context when you talk representation, bro. You brought in a word that probably shouldn't have been added in there. The gimmick, we know that, but what I'm saying is the event. Butterbean was part of an event that was going on at that time that actually helped bring people to HBO boxing that probably wouldn't have never sat down on a Saturday night and watched the fight. So that was an event. Gimmicky, yeah, we know all of that, bro, but I don't think I mentioned him as a representative of boxing, as somebody that brought eyes to the sport. Yes, bro. And actually, as a competitor, he was a solid dude, bro. Like, you gotta give that dude a lot of credit for coming, his body type, all of that. So I never compared the two, bro. I don't know. Conrad, you kind of off with that one.
First of all, Butterbean doesn't have a body type. He's just a roll, like you know what I'm saying. Hold on. Will Stokes, they also had Haney and Saunders on the undercard of KSI Logan Paul. Think that helped any of them? In reality, it might have actually helped Haney's profile out. Guys becoming a bit of a mainstream. I disagree with that. It didn't help them at all. It didn't help them at all. DC3 link, I will definitely do that. Blaze Philly 215. Shane, I'm still waiting on the cash app. What we waiting for? Hold on, I got this one. Shane, Blaze Philly 215. There will not be any transfer of payments until they actually step into the ring.
At least a win.
Okay.
You took them people box cash? Yeah.
God damn it. This is what happens when we go live. Yeah, Blaze Philly 215. I repeat, there will not be any monies rendered until at least the weigh-in. And I think that's fair. You think that's fair, Shane?
Of course, because the fight might not happen.
That's fair. DC3, he must really want to get in here. I got you, bro. I got you. Hold on.
You do it. I'll keep going through the comments.
Hold on, I got you. DC3, I ain't hearing none of that. Tree said buffering. He on 3G. Oh, he talking about Blunt. He said his phone on 3G. Go ahead to the next one, Shane.
He said you put the link in the IG group. No, just about to put it in now. Stay on.
I'm
Stay
about to
on
put it in
that.
now. I'm gonna stay on, bro.
Blaze Philly, you mean the same Cash App that Hurd was getting knockdowns against Ariasfield? Lol.
Oh,
That's funny.
shots fired. Okay, go ahead, Shane.
Teams 2K, G Fizzle, and Shane's Shizzle.
Shane Chisel in the building. What's going on, bro?
Anytime, bro. Let me know, bro. We
Yeah.
go on live often, so it can be
Yeah,
anytime.
we do that. Go ahead,
But
Shane.
Floyd ain't singing a national anthem. He's freaking boxing. But I know what you're saying. But I was never gonna buy it. Streaming is the way for something like that. I get you.
Hold on, Will. I would like to see your next cable bill, please. Go ahead.
But then again, I don't care who Floyd was boxing. I was gonna watch it still because it was one chance since Floyd said he's probably not gonna do any more exhibitions. This guy's gonna jump back in the ring.
Will, once again, I want to see your cable bill at the end of the month, sir. Rocky Rodriguez, what's going on, bro?
What's good? This dude is from the live last week. Saturday,
big shout out to you, family. Go ahead, Shane.
I think, did you put the link in the chat, or did you send it to DT3?
No, I'm just gonna put it in the chat. Go ahead.
I think Ricky Hatton said it perfectly. Money is important. That's why we went from amateur and turned pro. But these days, money seems unfortunately more important than legacy.
That's what Floyd said out of his mouth. That's what Floyd said out of his mouth.
To be fair, it's true though. Money should be more important than legacy because, in my opinion, I've seen too many fighters leave the sport broke, and they've given their whole entire life to the sport and they ain't been paid. So I feel like money is important. But when you see things like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, I have nothing against it, but I have a problem with people like Eddie Hearn, who's contradictory. Like, he was against Logan Paul and Mayweather, but you had a headline with KSI and Logan Paul.
Yeah,
that's
straight contradiction.
So because you're not making money of it, that's why you don't like it.
Right.
Like, bro, it's straight contradiction. It's you are supposed to be. You claim to be the best promoter in the sport, boxing promoter in the sport, boxing.
And you had Devin Haney on that undercard too, and
Saunders.
And you're the originator of hooking up the exhibitions with actual legit fights. You're the originator. Let me get my guy DC3 the Boom Man in the building. Let me give him a proper introduction. My bro DT3 the Boom Man in BBC is in the building. What's going on, my guy? Can you hear me, bro?
You're on mute.
Yeah, hey, I got you. DC3,
man. Hey, DC3, you know you got VIP access in here, so we just gonna let you go.
No, I just wanted to cook on a couple of things real quick.
Go ahead.
As far as like the Butterbean thing, like Butterbean was just like, he's like a fat butch guy that sits on the couch, drink beer all day, and when you take him to the bar, he's knocking out everybody. So somebody of some relevance seen that, put him out there, and Butterbean was knocking people out. He was a fat butterball dude that you put him in there and he'll knock out cab driver type dudes, and that was entertaining for people to see this fat dude knock other people out.
Right.
Bro, am I the only one seeing Jeff's screen flickering? Hold on. 1 second. No, 1 second. Jeff's screen's flickering.
You said my screen's flickering?
You not see that?
No. My screen's
You're flickering, Shane.
I'm flickering.
Yeah, you're flickering in your mind. In your mind, you're flickering.
Get the hell out of here, DT3. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So that's what I was saying about the Butterbean situation. Is Butterbean was knocking people out. Logan and Jake Paul, they not knocking nobody out. Let's be clear about that. They not knocking nobody out. That's not happening.
Keep going, bro.
The reason why people is coming to see them fight so much is because they got millions of people watching them, like just on the norm. So if I got 25 million subscribers, G5 Jeff got 20 million subscribers, and we beefing. Eddie Hearn see that.
Eddie Hearn sends G5 Jeff a contract. Say, hey man, I see you got these millions of followers and you talk boxing, and I see you got this little thing going on with the Boom Man over here. What about you guys? You want to get in the ring and easy 10 million, easy 10 million, easy 10 million, no problem. You're not gonna say no.
Yeah, I ain't knocking the hustle.
Do 8 rounds, 10, 20 million easy. That's what 2, 4. That's 8 minutes. 10 million. That'll be the easiest 10 million in 8 minutes you ever make in your life.
I ain't knocking it. A DT3. We can have a beer afterwards, brother.
Right.
I'll jump in the ring with you for 10 mil. You might beat me. I don't know. Yeah, I done seen you throw them hands.
What I'm saying is they not doing nothing special. I don't like. I just hopefully it uploaded by now, but I just uploaded a video about how ESPN is painting the narrative how Jake and Logan Paul is showing fighters how to do it, how to get money in the game, and I'm like, bruh, Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Money Mayweather already showed y'all how to get it without promoters. Not Jake and Logan Paul. All they did was get a platform, build their platform, build their name up, and somebody of some significance in that field saw them and was like, hey, y'all want to get together and have a fight? Because they know they could get some money off of it on the back end. And we gonna get something. So it ain't got nothing to do with, and this is what I hate when people say, bringing eyes to the sport. How many of them people that watch that fight finna watch any more other boxing fights after?
That's my point.
How many of them watch No Need to Know Winner versus Abdul Ali? Since they say they're bringing eyes to the sport, how many of them is really finna start actually watching boxing after that, or are they just gonna watch that one fight?
It has to be a transition. It has to be a transition. Once you get the eyeballs onto the sport, it has to be a transition.
Bro, the numbers say that boxing, that some of these people are transitioning over to other events, bro. They just take for instance, somebody had to download the Showtime app. So obviously Showtime gonna have other fights on. So that means they might be home on a Saturday, nothing going on, and end up watching the fight again, bro. So I think you dead wrong when you say, like, the way you speaking, like, not enough of them going to transition over. That's untrue, bro. It's going to be a certain percentage of people that say, you know what? Let me check out that next fight that they have been talking about all through the event. You know how they promo the upcoming events during a particular broadcasting. So you can get people a certain percentage. I don't know what it is, but I do think it is, bro, because the sport ain't getting less popular. It's getting more popular. You got all these other people trying to come into the sport and get a bag.
Shane, go ahead. Shane, go ahead.
So this is where I would say, Blunt, I feel like you're forgetting that this isn't the first time they've done this. They've done this maybe 3 or 4 times before. And since then, the numbers or the views on the sport hasn't increased. It's just the numbers and the views for those type of fights have increased. Not for the overall sport. It's not like the pay-per-view numbers on the sport has increased. It hasn't. It literally hasn't. Like, there hasn't been one pay-per-view this year that's done 1 million views. Not one.
I got two things to say, and I'm gonna let DT3 go. So KSI and Logan Paul was before the Charlo's pay-per-view, correct?
That was way before.
Yeah.
That was way
before, right? So for example, just to entertain, right? So we had a certain amount of people that were new to the sport of boxing that watched Logan Paul and KSI, right? So we have that batch of people, new people. If they've converted into hardcore boxing fans, we can all agree that Charlo pay-per-view was probably the best pay-per-view of last year. Like hardcore, straight up and down. Those numbers didn't reflect a new batch of subs, a new batch of viewers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was relatively low. And I look at these exhibition fights and I compare them to like a 5-hour energy drink. You drink one of them joints, you're going to be hype for the next couple hours. But long term, it's going to wear off and you're probably going to be weaker than you was before you got the drink. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I look at these exhibition fights. It's kind of like DC3 is kind of like the NBA. You got the NBA, but then you got Ice Cube in the 3-on-3. You don't compare Ice Cube in the 3-on-3 to the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
But the difference is, Jeff,
Mhm.
Ice Cube ain't headlining no NBA fights, NBA matches.
That's true, but that's my point. That's exactly my point. At the end of the day, it's a temporary high. You know what I'm saying? It's a temporary high for the casual fan, but it's very hard to get it to become a hardcore boxing fan. It takes a very long time to get there. We're talking love and knowledge. It takes a long time. Like, you don't become a hardcore fan overnight. You know what I mean? So it's a process. It's a process, and it's an acquired taste. So it's very hard to get someone that just came into a Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight, or a Logan Paul and a KSI fight, and expect for them to purchase a Charlo type pay-per-view within the next couple of months. Like, it's not really realistic. You would hope so, but it's not realistic. D23, I know it took you a long time to become like a hardcore. It took for all of us to become a hardcore fan. Like, it took us a long time. Like, we were like kids.
Alive, man. Don't
you know
come
what I'm
in
saying?
Bumping your gums and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Look at shit. Yo, who you checking, bro?
Hold on, man. Don't go. Keep chopping.
All right. Hold on. No, hold on. I put the wrong person on mute. I gotta put him on mute, man. He be having some shit going on. DT3, go ahead, bro.
Nah, but what I was gonna say is Shane made an excellent point. Was Regis Prograis, when he fought, his pocketbooks got up, but did his profile go up? Did his fame, his notoriety go up based on that? And no, it didn't. His pockets went up though. He got more money.
Facts.
But they're not getting the acquired fame that you would think that they deserved. A lot of this is about something that they saying that's kind of like very persistent, is the entertainment part of it. It's entertainment. It's not about really just the hurt business and beating the best, fighting the best. It's entertainment. And I know I get what you're saying about certain casuals, they watch it and all that. They might start so-called turning into hardcores and all that. But a lot of these fans are particular geared to one particular fighter or one particular group of people or group of fighters. Right. They're not for the actual sport in its entirety. They're not watching the sport. They're only going to watch, like, everybody that paid for that Logan Paul Mayweather shit is a Logan Paul, Jake Paul fan, or Floyd Mayweather fan, or hater. Nobody that's really a hardcore boxing fan really finna pay for that, or really finna care about watching it. I caught the highlights, real rap. I caught the highlights.
Me too.
I didn't watch it. I caught the highlights.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm not paying for that. So
yeah, that's a fact.
At the end of the day,
at DC3, we gotta save money for the Wilder and the Pac fight anyway.
Yeah, right. So, but I want to say this real quick. But at the end of the day, these fighters are getting more money, but they are not bringing more eyes to the sport. They're not doing that. Every fighter is trying to bring more eyes to them. They're not trying to bring eyes to the sport because they know they bring more eyes to them, they get more money, bring more money in their pocket. They're not trying to bring more eyes to the sport of boxing. Nobody really care about the sport of boxing like that. It's crazy.
Go ahead, Shane.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, then Jeff, go to the comments. So I'm gonna just piggyback on what DT3 said. Let's look at Regis Prograis, for example. The way how I know Regis Prograis' profile didn't increase was because after Josh Taylor won and became undisputed, nobody mentioned Regis Prograis for a rematch. They mentioned Terence Crawford, Teofimo Lopez, all of those dudes. It's like Regis Prograis didn't even exist. But I'll put it this way, Jeff. Imagine if they put the same money they put up for Regis Prograis. Imagine if they put that money up for Regis Prograis versus Adrian Broner, and he beat Adrian Broner in good fashion. I guarantee you his profile would have been much bigger. So my point is, I love Regis Prograis and I'm glad he made money. But my point is very simple. Really and truly, you being on a fight card like that only damages you more than helping you. From a profile perspective, not from a financial perspective, from a profile perspective, because really and truly, it's putting you in a position where you're having fights that mean nothing. Michael Hunter's on one in a few days or in a few weeks, bro. That fight don't mean nothing, bro. But if you fought Hrgovic, it would mean so much more for your career and in terms of your name moving forward. But that's my point, bro. The people that's going to be screaming your name are going to be hardcore fans, not Jake Paul fans, not Mayweather fans, not Logan Paul fans, hardcore fans. That's who are going to be screaming your name, not these come now fans, leave now fans. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, let me before I let you go, bro, let me get in these comments real quick because they starting to get crazy. Conrad Boxing, let me put it that way, vlog. I got up at night to watch Butterbean, knowing that it was just for fun, but Floyd is making a fool out of himself. He's a legend. We'll get to that in a second. Blaze Philly 215, man, y'all lucky I can't get on. The fight is signed and sealed, but I gotta wait for a weigh-in. I don't get that. I won the bet, didn't I? Or no. Blaze Philly 215, man. I feel like I'm in a pawn shop with the loans, like with the hard money loans, man. Like, come on, bro. No monies will be rendered until after the weigh-in. I'm putting the G5 stamp on that, man. I ain't going back and forth about this 500 no more. Will Stokes, don't worry, Blaze Philly, you'll get your money. The fight is happening for sure. That's what we saying. Once the weigh-in happens, I know Will, but they telling me I got to wait. I don't get that, bro. Again, you are not getting no monies rendered until after the weigh-in. We gotta wait and make sure nobody gets injured or nobody bails out of the fight, and that's true. Logan Paul only got paid $250,000 and 10% of the pay-per-view revenue. I don't know about that. I don't really care about that. Bruce Goes is in the building. Salute. Conrad said 100% Shane. Vlog, do you want to comment, good brother?
Nah, man, ain't nobody really said nothing that's the worth rebutting. Y'all making like y'all kind of rehashing each other's point that y'all disagree with me, but it's all good. Y'all usually disagree with me.
Everybody disagrees with you.
I don't usually disagree. That's the thing. I actually don't usually.
And for the people that's watching, you definitely gotta follow everybody on Instagram. I will be dropping a clip from our previous live when Boxing First Vlog and myself went back and forth about his favorite fighter.
Who's his favorite fighter?
His favorite fighter is Emmanuel Tegu. And Ryan Garcia is a close second. Those are his two favorite fighters in the sport.
Who does he think wins that fight? You
know what? That's a great question, bro. He's on freeze right now. He's on freeze right now. Hold on, bro. Hey, bro, can you hear me? I think he on delay.
Blunt.
Bro, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
Okay, bro, I have a question for you. Very serious question. I have a question. You ready? Take yourself off mute. Did you put? Oh no, I'm sorry. I did that. I'm sorry. Hold on, bro.
Oh jeez.
It's his. He muted himself. There you go, bro.
Bro, I'm on the freeway. They be having dead zones, bro. I'm doing like 80 on the freeway. I'm at work.
All right, well, let me get this question out of the way. Who wins between Ryan Garcia and Emmanuel Tegu?
Tegu gonna outclass him. What's so funny about that, bro? He got dropped by a goddamn bartender. He just got dropped by a bartender in that last fight.
Nothing's funny about what you said. It's just funny because of the context.
It's just funny, yo. Yo, I'm gonna.
I guess y'all don't believe this stuff until y'all see it.
Listen. I had to throw an alley-oop. I needed another clip for the joint I'm put on Instagram, man. It's gonna be a Boxing First Vlog versus G5 Jeff TV exclusive involving Emmanuel Tegu. We trying to get him on the show because I don't know if Emmanuel Tegu is a bigger fan of Emmanuel Tegu than Boxing First Vlog is. So we gonna try to make that happen.
I wonder if Emmanuel Tegu will rate himself in the top 5.
He wouldn't. I told Vlog I need to hold on, let me unmute him for this. I told Vlog off camera I need to see some bank statements from him. I need to see his monthly bank statements because I swear Emmanuel Tegu LLC is somewhere on there in the deposit section.
Man, hey, he need to put me on the payroll. I done already got him across the pond. So
listen. I'm not gonna lie. I joke around Boxing First Vlog.
Talk about that, man.
Listen. I joke around about it all the time, but I always say this: it's not about how many is watching, it's who's watching. Boxing First Vlog was the only person I ever heard say Emmanuel Tegu in my life.
And I'm a hardcore
fan. And within a 6-month period, he was on the zone.
3.
Within 3 months, he was on the zone. So yeah, they definitely owe Boxing First Vlog a check. Bro, when you get that check, let me hold something.
Bro? We chopped that clip up so much times and threw that clip out, they would have had to see it somewhere.
They had to, bro. Vlog, you can't tell me they didn't see that clip of us originally talking about Emmanuel Tegu. They had to have seen it.
When I first, yeah. I remember that.
It, bro. They had to have seen that, bro. But that's why I said I always think the big wigs is watching, because a lot of stuff that we say comes to fruition. Or people do stuff that we suggest and just don't give us the credit for that shit. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% facts. But man, like you know what, Shane? We gonna close it out right there. We're gonna close it out right there, man. Hour 26 minutes. That's relatively light for us. But
it's because the topic was quite trash, isn't it? Like it's Mayweather.
Floyd and Logan Paul. I think we got as much as we could out of that. But just to kind of recap, Blaze Philly 215. Once again, brother, you will not be rendering any monies until the weigh-in happens. Don't text my phone, don't call my phone, don't email me, don't send me no emails from the work email or none of that. You will not be rendered any money until after the weigh-in. We gotta wait and make sure that Fury don't bail out the fight with an injury or something. All right. So
shenanigans. That's shenanigans.
Yeah, Boxing First Vlog. We definitely still need to see them bank statements, brother. We got to date them back the last 6 months. I need to check on that because if you've been getting paid on the low, I need to hold something. You know what I'm saying? I need to hold something, and it's only so I can hold something. That's it. But Boxing First Vlog, give them your Instagram and all of that good stuff, brother.
Man, I'm at Boxing First Vlog on Instagram, Twitter, obviously YouTube. Trying to get my numbers up, man. Want y'all slide in there, man, and hit that subscribe button, bro. We close to 1,000, but we ain't there yet, bro. So tell the folks to show some love, man. Share the videos and whatnot, man. We chopping good game.
What we should do, Blanc, is we should go live or like schedule a live at least once a week on your channel, so we can.
I'm going on Friday, man. What you doing Friday?
You gotta schedule it.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you about that off camera. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking to Shane. Yeah, I know, but I ain't talking about that in terms of scheduling. It's something else. I'll talk to you off camera about that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right, bro.
Yeah,
but they know where I'm at, man. Hit me up.
Y'all see his that's his link on the screen right there. Big shout out to StreamYard for me to be able to actually put that together. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Boxing First Vlog. That's the family right there. And we got a lot of new subscribers that don't know who Boxing First Vlog is. So all of the new subscribers that's on this channel, go funnel over to Boxing First Vlog.
Another thing is, if you're watching this on a rebound or you're watching it right now, put in the comment section or in the comments after the video what fights, or just message Jeff what fights you want me and Jeff to go live for.
Yeah, what card we're gonna go live for fight cards, and kind of do commentary. To be honest with you, I wasn't really a big fan of doing it personally. I like listening to other people's commentary, but I mean it's something that obviously that people like. So part of being a media platform, you gotta get people what they want.
The one for the Haney fight was lit, bro. I did one for that Haney fight.
Blunt just
it
did
was lit.
One for the Blunt did one for the Haney fight. So it's something that we have to do. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it, but it's something we have to do. So let us know what fight cards y'all want for us to cover. You can reach out to Blunt and Boxing First Vlog on Twitter, Instagram. Shane, give them your Instagram real quick, bro.
I_am Shane the number one.
I
That is
underscore am Shane and number one exclusively on Instagram, nowhere else but Instagram. Definitely go holler at him. And G5 Jeff TV, we all over the place. Facebook, I think we had maybe 600-700 on Facebook. Twitter, I think we just hit 700, so we on our way to 1,000 there. Twitter, G5 Jeff TV, I think we close to 600. And you know what the channel doing, you know what I'm saying? So if you listen to this on the rebound, definitely let us know what fights you want for us to cover live. Boxing First Vlog will be live this Friday. But you got to subscribe to his Instagram to get the updates in terms of what time and what we're actually covering. But Lord willing, Shane to be on there. I'll be on there. And we can get that rolling. I think that's something that we
make
need
it a
to do.
sociable time, Blunt. Not like 12 o'clock in the night or something, bro.
Yeah, we got to negotiate time for that it's feasible for everyone. But that's something that we're going to have to do going forward. We're going to schedule a live every once a week on Vlogs channel, so everybody can know everybody. It makes absolutely no sense for people to know who I am and they don't know who Vlog is, or they know who Vlog is and don't know who Shane is. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So everybody should know everybody. At the end of the day, because we all boxing fans, and that's what we do. So on behalf of Boxing First Vlog, the general, big shout out to you, bro. The VP, Shane from out of the UK, my little bro, and your boy G5 Jeff TV. We are out.